Okay, there's a lot going on, and with this video, don't pay attention to my floors and check out my new flag. If for those of you that don't know or whatever, that says Milan La Bay. It just stands for come, take, and that's basically like a rebellious come and take it kind of thing. People have been using it for guns, and that's basically, you know, a big deal for people that have that are for gun rights and stuff. There was one dude that mentioned in the video where I done a review on the Samsung 19B or 20 JUP 23, and he was like, "Oh, that would be a good video if it wasn't for the Confederate flag." Well, it's still here, and it's going back up, so you know, you can go screw yourself, because that flag is definitely going back up in here somewhere, along with the American flag, which will stay. I might move it somewhere, but that will definitely be up here, along with this one and this one. That is not a racist flag, I don't care what you say, but that is not the point. The point is Zakk. He's not been feeling the best. It is a respiratory infection. I had looked up several videos on how to fix it, and every one of them said to get this stuff. I figured this would be a whole lot harder to get a hold of than what it was, because it's considered a disinfectant. It's a veterinary disinfectant. I figured you'd have to have a little bit more than just the money to get this, but no, it shipped right to my door. Didn't have to sign nothing. It's non-toxic, which is probably why. It says it's for cleaning and disinfecting. Every person I've seen has said to use this stuff for sick dragons or reptiles with respiratory infections. His eyes are a little bit mucousy right now. His lips get mucousy. It wasn't this bad until just recently, so I really jumped on it and figured out that what I needed. And huge shout out to CRM Reptiles. Definitely, if you watch this video, definitely subscribe to him and tell him that Redneck sent you. I watched this video right here, snake respiratory infection, F10 treatment. It's a huge hand. He helped me out so much. He made this video 7 months ago, and I messaged him, and he had replied back within no time. And see, my question was, I bought this stuff. Now, I got it off of Amazon, and I found a little bitty bottle, was like 3.4 ounces, and it was $20. And then I seen a big, which was this, the 6.8, and it was like $100 and something. Well, if you keep scrolling, you'll see a thing that says Amazon's Choice, and it is this, the 6.8, twice of what the smaller one was, and I got it for the same exact price, and it is F10sc, this veterinary disinfectant. Everything, it's the same exact thing that everybody's using, and it was half, or the same price as the smaller one. You just have to look. I don't know what company it was. I guess I can link it in the description of what where I got this from. But definitely go down to CRM, or go to CRM Reptiles, give him a follow, tell him Redneck sent you. I could not thank him enough, because I was worried, because everybody that I see has a reptifogger or a something green, evergreen, I believe, fogger. Well, those are like $60, and I just had enough money to basically buy this. But what I do have is a child's, or well, a nebulizer, and it is basically the same thing. It just it just mists off in a smaller it doesn't mist up as much, it doesn't create as much fog, but it is basically doing the same thing. And if I can kind of just waddle my way over here, this is what I've got going on. The tank that you see on the foggers is usually 1 liter for the reptifogger. I don't know about, there's another one, the evergreen one, I think holds 1 gallon. But what CRM Reptiles recommended was 10 minutes with the thing going, and then 10 minutes of it just sitting in there in the fog. So I'm thinking, since this is a smaller port, or like it doesn't hold near as much and it doesn't mist as much, I may have to keep him in there for a little bit longer. I may have to run this thing for 20 minutes and then let him sit in it for 20 minutes and just go with that. But I had this piece, and this was completely separate from it. This is what this piece is, and then the rest of this is actually a nebulizer kit. None of that really matters. This is the only thing that I'm going to need, and my plan is to literally sit this over top of his head and let it get as best of a seal as it can, because right now he doesn't feel very good. He's sitting still. I could probably put this over his head carefully and he would not budge, but if he would, then that's still okay. He'll be in a tote, so any of the vapor mist that accumulates will stay in the tote. But this is what my plan is. This is very stretchy. It will grip pretty well to the bottom of the tote, and then I can put his head right around in here and just sit it over top of him, and this end goes to the nebulizer. So I was just super worried about not having a fogger. I didn't know if that would work. But I'll link where I bought this at. I'll give you the link where I found it cheaper. I'll put that in the description. And I'll also link CRM Reptiles. So give him a follow. You know, I'll ask him and see if, so he gave me his email to if I needed to get with him personally. So huge shout out to you, Mr. CRM Reptile. I really appreciate what you've done. You basically have saved this dragon's life. But I'll go ahead and explain what he told me, or what he said in the video. But you can also go check out the video. See, that makes me sad. I hate that. He sneezes sometimes, coughs it up. So we're going to do our best to get him 100% healthy again. I don't know what caused it. I thought that the tank was the right temperature for him, but it got cold here a month or so ago. It got really cold just out of nowhere. And the tank might have got cold, and he might have been asleep over here, and it got really cold. And I don't know if it's a cold that causes the infection, or if the infection causes a cold. I don't know, but he's got mucus in his eyes, and it starts to get in his mouth, and it kind of gets solidified, and I've got to take a Q-tip and soak it and just very carefully run it along his lips until that stuff can break down to where he can open his mouth. Picked up the heat. I put 2 heat bulbs in here that bring that thing up to about 108 degrees, up to I think 110. I think they said that like 115 would burn them and would be way too hot, and they would stay away from it, and that wouldn't help. So I think it's around 108 degrees. I don't remember what it was, but I did check it whenever I was watching how hot it needed to be, and I did keep it at that. It is where it needs to be, whether that was 108 or 110 or whatever. It's right there. So it keeps some of that evaporated out of his lungs till I could get what I need. So I don't know if I could say it enough. Huge thank you to CRM Reptiles. But yeah, like I said, I'll link this in the description. I'll link CRM Reptiles in the description. Very nice guy. Like I said, he got in contact with me literally within 2 hours, probably within 1 hour. He had messaged me or replied to my comment, told me yes, of course, a nebulizer will work perfectly well. He also said that the humidifiers that people use, that they put the Vicks in the little cup and it blows out the steam, he said that'll work, but I'm afraid that the steam will heat the thing up too hot. But if that's all you have, keep an eye on the temperature, but that will work. I have both, but the nebulizer seems to be the better idea because it's colder. And I know he don't need to be cold, but I'm afraid that humidifier will be too hot, because you can burn yourself if you touch the vapor or get too close to the nozzle. But that's basically this video. I just wanted to kind of update you guys and tell you that this is what everybody is saying will cure. 5 milliliters per liter, and this is 500 milliliters, and I think there's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. I think that's how that works. But I'll just mix this up to what he said, which was 5 milliliters per liter, and then just dump it into the cap as necessary, and then just keep refilling it until the tote is nice and fogged up, and then let him sit in it for 10 or 15 minutes. He said to repeat that for 10 days, and it should clear up the respiratory infection. So I'm going to try it. So definitely, if you're watching this video and you like reptiles, and I skimmed through his channel, he's got quite a few snakes. I don't know if he's got bearded dragons, but he is a reptile. He is a snake keeper. And he's also got a few expo videos on there, so definitely check him out. Tell him that the redneck sent you, and tell him that I appreciate what he done. And if you watch this video, you know, I appreciate everything you did, because I was getting worried that a nebulizer may not be powerful enough. But thanks to you, you know, I'm confident that this will work. Zakk appreciates you, CRM. Don't really know what that stands for. Me, Zakk, and my beautiful little Oscars. We'll catch you in the next video. Later.